You're watching Channel M today. It's estimated that almost half the workers in Greater Manchester stayed at home yesterday, but will they get paid for that snow day? Well, Michael Burns joins me now. He specialises in employment law. Welcome to the programme, Michael.
Thank you.
So where does the law stand on this, sir? Is there a sort of definitive law on how people should be treated on a day like yesterday?
No, there's no sort of specific legislation that covers sort of severe weather conditions. If you don't go to work, then generally speaking, unless it's a holiday or a sick day, you won't get paid. So if people haven't gone to work because of the weather, it'll be down to their employer as to whether or not they get paid for the day off.
So it's employer's discretion, essentially?
Yes, it would be employer's discretion, or employer and employee could agree if they wanted to take a day as a holiday, so that it could become a paid day by just using part of your holiday entitlement.
But if it was impossible, for example, I mean, you couldn't get in or the office was closed, you'd made best endeavours to get there, but your place of work is unavailable to you, surely you can't be forced to take that as a day's leave, can you?
Well, if you couldn't get to work, I think it probably is just tough. You're not going to get paid unless your employer agrees that it's a holiday, or alternatively, unless they just, on a voluntary basis, pay you. If you actually got to work and work was closed, I think it would be a different position, because there you are ready, willing and able to work. So unless there was something specific in a contract of employment, which is very unlikely to be, then in those circumstances, yes, I think you could ask to be paid.
What about people who got into work and colleagues didn't? For example, an employer says to somebody, no need for you to try and get in all this way, we don't need you, you're not essential, you take the day off, but 2 or 3 members of staff do come in. Are they then entitled, the ones who did work, to say to their boss, well, hang on a minute, I should have a day off because the rest of them did yesterday?
No, unfortunately not. If you got in...
It's a tough situation, isn't it, really?
If you got in, well done, but that doesn't mean that you're entitled to a day off, unless, again, your employer decided to recognise your efforts and give you a day off in lieu.
So it really is down to negotiation. I mean, smaller companies with fewer staff, presumably the relationship with the boss might be easier to negotiate a day off, but if you work for one of the big multinationals, are they just going to dock your pay at the end of the month then?
I don't know. I mean, I think people deal with it on a case-by-case basis. I mean, the docking your pay is not as simple as it sounds. I mean, if your systems aren't necessarily set up from an administrative point of view, it can be quite a complicated thing to do. So that might mean a lot of people get paid in any event, but strictly speaking, you don't have to be paid.
OK, well, let's hope people are, but if you're not, I'm afraid you haven't got any a fallback in terms of the law anyway. Thank you very much indeed, Mr Burns, for your time. Time now for the sport with the latest and your headlines. Here's Joe.